I got digital dash, can't ride with a op. I walk in the store and I buy the stock. I hide in the bins and pull out the lot. Got Tiffany diamond, it cost me a lot. They flying like birds, but drop on this hot. 400 degrees, I burned out the block. Burn out, make one call, they turn out. CC the gang, get the word out. When the shit getting hot, you the first out. Cover my wrist with a watch and I flood it with rocks. Now I look at the time all day. Be high, right through your block and I drop off the top and I know you can see my face. You my dog at the end, don't care what the bitches say. I got digital dash, can't ride with a
So we back with another video. Today we got y'all boys with the best swing animation. So what is a swing? A swing is one of those builds that's 6'5" to 6'9". So you can say wing, you can say big guard. I don't really care what you want to call them. We just gonna go over the best animations for these builds. Now, with that being said, we're gonna go over everything when it comes to jump shots, dribble moves, fade, all that, dunks, layup, it don't matter in this video. If you guys do want more, make sure to like the video, subscribe if you're new. Without further ado, let's hop into it. Alright, now when it comes to the swings. I only really got two that I really use, to be real with you. I'm just gonna use these for the rest of the year. Now, when it comes to the other ones, like meta ones, I can give y'all those as well. But for the most part, I really only gonna be able to give y'all two that I personally would recommend. Other two are just gonna be very popular, to be real with you. But yeah, let's hop into it. So the ones I personally recommend for me that I like, if you want a big green window, you want the defensive immunity, all that type of stuff, go with Torian Prince. Now, to use Torian Prince, it does take a little bit more than it takes for the other one. You can use the other one to use on your jump, like if you want a smaller, big, a lot down, or just a lower 3-point rating, I think the other one's gonna be better. But if you do have a little bit on the higher side, Torian Prince is the one for you. So it's like 6'5", 6'6". This is one I really use. Now, when it comes to releases, like I said earlier, if I'm using set point, I'm gonna be using my pod every single time. So I'm gonna go pod, and then for the swings and bigs, I always go Larry Bird secondary release because it just makes that green window so much bigger when you do use set point. Now, I'm gonna go max speed. Since I am on a 6'6", I can go very quick. If you are 6'7" and up, you only can go up to quick. Now, 6'10" and up, you only can get normal. That's just what it is. Now, I don't know why they changed it like that this year, but they did. Now, I go 75-25. That's just what I do. So this is what I use for my higher 3-point rating builds. So if I have a high mid-range, if I have a high 3-ball, this is what I use. Now, when it comes to using my other one for the lower ones, this is the one I use for the main portion of my builds. Like if I'm 6'7", 6'8", this is just really what I do. The Romeo length. I've showed you guys this time and again, and this is the main one I do use. Now, say for instance, on the 6'7", it's not gonna say very quick, it's just gonna say quick, and this is what it really looks like. But I probably would, if I could have it very quick, I probably would do that. So these are the jump shots I mainly use. Now, when it comes to like other jump shots that you can use for anybody, you have the JT Thor. Now, JT Thor is really, really popular. You can use this as a lock, you can use this as a guard. It doesn't really matter. It's really, really auto for a lot of people. So if you're struggling, try to go on JT Thor. Say for instance, you don't really like JT Thor, the rating's a little too low for you, you want something else, go with Ben Shepherd. Now, for the Ben Shepherd JT Thor guys, personally, what I would do for y'all, I would go, you just want to throw your jump shot as fast as possible. Now, this is for anybody that's not using set point. What I would use is Sadiq Bey and Oscar Robertson. This is literally the jump shot I would use, and I would blend it more so to the Oscar Robertson. And the Sadiq Bey is what really makes it not have that high defensive immunity. It does say that, but I'm telling you, this jump shot is so fast that it's gonna be damn near impossible to get those ghost contests on a consistent level. Like, this is one of the best jump shots in the game for like not getting contested, for the speed and everything thereof and all that. So yeah, so Ben Shepherd, you can use this with Ben Shepherd. You can use this with Ben Shepherd or Larry Bird. Not Larry Bird, but JT Thor. Now, with that being said, another base that you can definitely use is Gordon Hayward. Some other big green releases is definitely Kyle Korver. So say for instance, you don't want to use this elite bait, you want to use Kyle Korver, you can use that. You can use Michael Porter Jr. That's another one that has a big green window. But those are pretty much the bases and the releases I got for the swings. The swings is kind of simple this year. There's a lot of good jump shots in here. So even if you're not using the ones I'm saying, you definitely can have a better jump shot for you Those are just the ones I personally would recommend. Be the shot, time, and visual cues. So instead of me explaining how they work, I'm gonna actually throw in what Mike Wang says of how they work.
Jump is the point where your player's toes leave the floor. Set point is when the ball is raised up above the head before the shooting motion begins. Push, which is the default setting, is when the shooting motion is underway and the ball is being pushed forward. And release is the point just before the ball leaves the shooter's hand.
All right, next is the fade animations. When it comes to the fade animations, we got the dribble pull-up. Now, when it comes to the dribble pull-up, you got Pro 2, you got Kobe Bryant. Those are the two best ones, are pretty much meta. Me, personally, I've been on Kobe since day one because of, I'm like, bro, they added Kobe fade this year. It got to be tough. Kobe on the cover, all that. It got to be tough. Kobe, tough. Last year, it was MJ. He was on the cover. Tough. I use that all year. Now, MJ is actually the same thing as last year. So if you liked MJ last year, you can use it again this year. I just think Kobe is just a little bit more smooth, a little tougher to contest, and it's just a little bit better in terms of like shooting threes, shooting middies. Now, I'm gonna be honest. You may get contested a little less than with MJ than you do with Kobe. I will say that. But for the most part, I think Kobe is the best one in the game. Pro 2 is like the meta one, but I like Kobe, I like MJ, I like those two. Another one that's really decent for swings is definitely Tyler Hero. But yeah, those are the best dribble pull-ups in the game. Those are the 4 options that I'ma just give y'all for this video. Next is a spin jumper. Now, spin jumpers, they kind of trolled y'all. If we could have had De'Aaron Fox on the swings, it would have been crazy. Ain't De'Aaron Fox like 6'5", by the way, 2K? So I'm a little confused by that one. But yeah, De'Aaron Fox would have been tough. But yeah, pro, normal, these are the only ones you really need to worry about if you're swing. Very, very auto. You're using pro if you're not really doing spin jumpers like that. You're using normal if you're doing spin jumpers for real. There's nothing else to really even talk about. You're throwing on either one of those. Next is the hop jumper. When it comes to the hop jumper, you got normal 1, you got Harrison Barnes, you got Jimmy Butler, you got Paul George, you got Tyler Hero, which is, in my opinion, still to this day, the best one for creating the most space. So if you really are a hop jumper enthusiast and stuff like that, I would go with Tyler Hero. I still think Zach LaVine is kind of underrated, but yeah, those are the ones I personally would have to recommend most for the swings. But yeah, let's get to the dunk package. I don't know what that was talking about. Maybe they updated this or something. I don't know. But yeah, best dunk packages. I would say the best dunk packages, you got Clyde, you got LeBron. Those are the 2 best ones. I think Clyde probably has like the best one-handers. I think LeBron has the best dunk packages overall. Like, LeBron has some crazy one-handers that take off from far. So if you want the limitless takeoff dunks, LeBron. Anthony Edwards is cool, but I would just really recommend LeBron or Clyde. And really, if you're really being honest, I would only really recommend LeBron. LeBron is like all you need. You don't even really need Clyde, but if you want to go crazy and have something else, go with Clyde too. When it comes to alley-oops, I would put on Elite and Zion if you want them to be kind of around the same area in terms of speed. But if you also want to have standing lobs, like for bigs, I would say Pro is really, really the best one, because that's like where all the standing lobs are. But you can still get standing lobs without having them. But for the most part, most of the animations are within this package, if that makes sense. When it comes to just regular, I was using quick drops off 2, but I've just now started using only LeBron. Quick drops off 1 aren't in the game. They're within starter 3. So if you do want to use quick drops off 1, that is available if you are starter 3. But yeah, they have to be starter 3. When it comes to contact dunks on this game, even with the dunk meter the way it is, I would use as many of them as you possibly can. So if you only have Pro off 2, use Pro off 2. If you get Pro off 2 and Pro off 1, use Pro off 2 and Pro off 1. If you get Pro off 2, Pro off 1, and Elite off 2, use that. If you get all of them, use those. If you get the smallest 2, use those. Don't really matter. Same thing I say for the standing dunks, for the big standing dunks, contact dunks when it comes to that. Even same thing when I say for the contact alley-oops. Now, when it comes to the big man dunks, this is what I say. Ben Simmons has really good standing dunks. Regular 2-hand basket is really good. The pro under basket rim pulls is really good, but you really don't even have to put one on and you'll be fine. LeBron has really good standing dunks within that package. You don't really have to even put one of these on. But if I had to say one, Ben Simmons has really good ones. Pro under basket rim pulls and 2-hand under basket regular. All you need for the 2-hand under basket regular is 40. For this one, you need a 70. And that's pretty much what I would recommend for the standing dunks or big man dunks. And then for the layup package, when it comes to the layups, you have the default small, the default swings. You also have ones like LaMelo. You have ones like DeMar DeRozan. You have ones like Jimmy Butler. You have ones like Anthony Edwards, and then you have ones like Kobe. Now, you still can throw on LeBron. You still can throw on MJ. Those are all the best ones I would ever even try to talk about. DeJounte Murray is actually decent. If you want to dunk more, Ben Simmons. But the two best ones I've used out of all these would be Jimmy Butler and Anthony Edwards. Now, these are really based off of playstyle. If you're a little bit more finesse, I would say Anthony Edwards, because I think Anthony Edwards has really good scoop layups and all that type of stuff. But if you like want to do bully animations a lot more, you want to do Euros, you want to do floaters, I think Jimmy Butler has the best one in the game. It just really depends on what your playstyle is, and that's what I would say. DeMar DeRozan is really good for certain things too. LaMelo is really good for certain things too. But you only need a 79 layup to use Jimmy Butler, and it's damn near the best one in the game overall in general. So yeah. Alright, so hopping into the best dribble animations. Now when it comes to best dribble animations, we're gonna start with the dribble style. Now dribble style is pretty much arguably the most important thing on here. Now when it comes to the swings, if you're 6'5", you can use the Michael Jordan, but you have to be superstar, or not superstar, but starter 3. I keep calling it superstar, but it's starter 3, and I haven't hit it, so I can't use it. So other ones that you can use, Ja Morant, but in my opinion, the best one is Pro. Now Pro is good for a lot of different things. If you're not using Pro, you're gonna use Magic Johnson. You can use Zach LaVine, but if you're not using Magic Johnson, I would just use Pro. I like Pro more. Magic Johnson has his really good uses, but I like Pro. So those are the ones I personally use. Kyrie you can't use as a swing. Michael Jordan you can. Until they drop Devin Booker, we won't really know what we can do with that, but yeah, that's just really what it is. All right, next is the best signature size up. Now, signature size ups is very simple. I'm either gonna be using Jamal Murray, Ja Morant. Those are the two that I like the most. And you need a 75 and a 70 respectfully for both of those. If I'm not able to use either one, I'm using Pro. Now, to use Jamal Murray, you only need a 70. So I'm honestly gonna be able to use that on all my swings. So yeah, that's pretty much just what I say for the signature size up. But I do use Ja Morant. Some builds I actually still use Jamal Murray over the Ja Morant, but it's just kind of based off the build. All right, next is the regular breakdown. When it comes to the regular breakdown, the one I've been using pretty much the whole year is De'Aaron Fox. Pro is cool, but I use De'Aaron Fox. It's really good. It has like a little walk back in it, especially since they passed the walk back. This is like the best way to do it. But the ending is why I originally put it on, and it's still really good to this day. And if you want to use Magic Johnson dribble style, this is really, really OP. Now, another thing that's really good with Magic Johnson dribble style, the aggressive breakdown. Now, I use Kobe with this one, but if you can't use Kobe, say for instance, you just don't meet that 88 requirement, just use Pro, and you'll be fine. All right, next is the escape dribble moves. Now, for the escape dribble moves, for my 6'6", 6'5" guys, use Trae Young. That's what I've been using. Anything over that, I've been using Kemba. I even moved a little bit to, where is he at? KD. Early in the year, I was using Jimmy Butler. I hear a lot of people starting to swing to Jimmy Butler now. So Jimmy Butler is definitely up there, but I think it would go Trae Young, Kemba, KD, Jimmy Butler, Ja. That's how I would have. That would probably be my order. All right, next is the combo moves. For the combo moves, this is very simple. Just use De'Aaron Fox. Not really nothing difficult about that. Just throw in De'Aaron Fox, you'll be straight. All right, for the crossover, I've been using John Wall, Kobe Bryant, Kawhi. Those are the best three. I would have to say John Wall is the best one for sure. Next is the moving behind the back. For the moving behind the back, I use Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray is the best one for the explosive behind the back. If you want to do moving behind the back, going up the court, De'Aaron Fox, but it has a bad explosive behind the back. Jamal Murray has a bad moving behind the back going up the court. If you want the best bang for your buck, for both, DeMar DeRozan. Now, is DeMar DeRozan explosive behind the back as good as Jamal Murray? I think it's the closest. It's really good, but the moving behind the back is not as good as De'Aaron Fox. Like, De'Aaron Fox has by far the best moving behind the back, but DeMar DeRozan isn't bad. It's just way better than Jamal Murray moving behind the back, if that makes sense. But I think the best one for explosive is definitely Jamal Murray, moving behind back, De'Aaron Fox. But if you want the best bang for your buck, for everything, DeMar DeRozan. Next is the spin. When it comes to the moving spin, the one I am using is Jamal Murray. Ja Morant is really good. Penny is decent, and DeMar DeRozan. Those are the ones I personally would recommend. Spin backs are not in this game this year, so yeah, it's just really kind of a preference thing, what you want to do it with. Next is the Hezzies. Now, Hezzies is really interesting because you got the Sham got into Chris Paul. You got some really interesting animations. Jamal Murray, Anthony Edwards is really nice. KD is decent. Luka is decent. DeMar, Jimmy, even Kobe's decent. All these I have bought are decent. I've tested them out, all that. But Ja Morant, in my opinion, is just the fastest one and everything. So I have been using that. But if you want to throw on something that's really fun and cool and different, Chris Paul, it's just not as fast as Ja Morant. So you're really just throwing that on to be different. I would just use Ja Morant personally. All right, next is the moving step back. Now, moving step back is very interesting because a lot of people like to use the Chris Paul, the Kemba. But I think John Wall is the best one in the game, hands down. It has the LeBron or Curry hot back from last year. It also has the real crazy pull that a lot of people love to use this year, and it's really good for combos and that, and the third. So the best one in the game, especially for swings, big guards, the John Wall. And then last but not least, the triple threat style. The best triple threat style in the game, in my opinion, has to be Curry. I was using Kobe early in the year because they didn't have MJ. I don't know what's going on with the MJ triple threat style. Maybe that's a starter 3 animation. I don't know. But yeah, Stephen Curry is the best triple threat style in the game. And then when it comes to the pass style, I honestly think I know what my favorite pass style in the game is. I think De'Aaron Fox is my favorite one. I've seen somebody say that Jason Williams has the fastest passes. I've tested all these, whether it be Jason Williams, Tyrese Halliburton. I had a build that had like 98 pass where I tested all these because my teammates were struggling, so I needed that Hall of Fame diamond to help my teammates shoot. And yeah, from my experience, De'Aaron Fox. This is whether I'm on my big, my lock, it doesn't really matter. De'Aaron Fox. I really do like it. It's the best bang for your buck one in the game, in my opinion. Magic Johnson is really good. Reese is decent. LaMelo is decent. I just don't like Reese or LaMelo for throwing lobs, but in every other situation, it's good. De'Aaron Fox is good for throwing lobs. It's good for getting the ball at your hands, and it's good for having fast passes. Now, if you want to say faster passes, maybe Tyrese and LaMelo are faster. But in terms of having like everything all around, I think De'Aaron Fox is my favorite one. I think this is going to be more of a preference this year because the pass speeds are really more tuned into the pass styles this year more than the pass accuracy. But yeah, depending if you have the same pass accuracy trying these out, you'll see what I mean. All right, next is the best motion style. Now, motion style is very interesting because you can go a lot of different ways. You want to go with the fastest one. Apparently, the fastest one is the Dennis Rodman. But if you want to just have one for playing defense, which is what I use it for, I use Elite, Kawhi Leonard, Justice Winslow. Those are the 3 I personally would recommend. But if you guys do want to use one that's like really fast, so say for instance you have like a 6'8" back end, 6'8" big man, and you want to be able to get up and down the down in court fast, throw on Dennis Rodman. It's really, really fast. But I like Justice Winslow. I like Kawhi Leonard just a little bit more, and even Elite a little bit more personally. But yeah, that's gonna be the end of this video. If you guys do want more of these best swing animations, if you guys want me to do the same thing for the guards, you want me to do something similar for the bigs, all you gotta do is show the support by liking the video, showing the support in the video in any way you can. Maybe comment down below the algorithm, maybe subscribe if you're new, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? You can do whatever you want. But yeah, that's gonna be it. I may throw gameplay on here. I doubt it though, because this is a little bit more on the longer side. I'm gonna give y'all that for the dunks though, when I give y'all that and all that other stuff. But yeah, you gotta do one more. Just make sure to like the video, subscribe if you're new. Without further ado, it's your boy Fitz. Yeah, I do it, man.
Tell them to bring me my money. Yeah!